This is a paid program. JJ Publicidad, EMR, and its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guest.
Are you looking for awareness, motivation, inspiration, or just some feel-good talk radio? If so, you've come to the right place. Dr. Nancy knows how to do just that. With her extensive experience and knowledge, she is dedicated to providing care, health, and wellness information and education to the greater Phoenix metropolitan area and beyond. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Dr. Nancy knows. Starts now.
Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and you all are tuned in to Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. It is your celebrity medical doctor, and this is Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. Really happy to have you all here today. Are you snuggled up today? Because it is really chilly in Arizona. Now, I don't know where all of you are across the country, nationally and internationally, but it is that time of year where it is a little bit chilly. And welcome to our show today. Love to have you here every Saturday morning. And it is a show where we have expert guests in their field of industry and celebrity guests that come on the show and give us information about all the things that they're doing in the community, not to mention getting to know who they are. And this show is no exception. Coming up later on the show, we are going to have in this a studio, Dr. Jon McCaine. He has a doctorate in clinical psychology, and he has lots of great information to talk about seasonal mood instability and how that this time of year and with everything going on, how impactful that can be on all of our lives, and give us some tips on what we can do as a nation as a whole to come together to make a difference and improve our quality of life and our mindset. You know, here at Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show, it is the mantra that I live by: be the change that you wish to see in this world. And it only takes one. Just like our last week's guest, Kenya Gaines, the power of one, unity. As a nation, we all need to come together in this time right now. As usual, we are being Facebook Live on YouTube, Emotion Radio, and also drnancyknows.com. All social media outlets, so you can tune in at any time live Saturday mornings at 9, and you can watch our show again all week long on drnancyknows.com as well. I do like to thank all of our sponsors and supporters of the show, and to name a few are Sonoma Oral and Facial Surgery. Thanks, Lynn and Peter Spangenberg down there in Gilbert, Arizona. Dantum Construction in Boise, Idaho. Profit Laser Lipo, Gary Charlson. Beauty with a Motive, and that's Maria Kepes. Maggie's Makeup, she's a licensed makeup artist. And if you like how I look every Saturday, you can thank her for that. And you know, she's a part of Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine's team, and she can be brought to any of your special events, occasions, on quinceañeras, weddings, holiday parties, ladies. She's phenomenal. She makes me look good every Saturday and all day long. Thanks, Maggie. Now, listen, as you know, we move on to our program on Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. If you are a business and you're interested in highlighting your business on one of our segments to tell us who you are, why you do what you do, and how impactful that can be on the audience that you service, we'd love to hear from you. Just you can reach us on drnancyknows.com and click on to be a guest and or a business, and there's a form that you can fill out. We'd love to have you as well. So let's talk about some current events. That's drnancyknows.com there. Current events. COVID-19, the vaccine. The vaccine is soon to be upon us. FDA is taking a look at all those applications with the pharmaceutical companies, Pfizer, AstraZeneca. They're putting their bids in to be approved to offer that to all of us here as a nation. Now, it won't be available to everyone right away. They are making special exceptions, as you might imagine. Our first responders, hospital healthcare workers, and our nursing home, skilled nursing home, elderly individuals will be those individuals that will receive or have access to getting that vaccine. Now remember, it is a two-step vaccine, so you will need to get 2 shots at 2 separate times. And again, what the vaccine does, it's reported to actually stimulate your own body antibodies, IgG, immunoglobulin G. That's an immunity type of antibody against COVID. So it is proposed to do that and change, how we are right now as a nation, as over 13 million individuals have been affected by COVID, and it has literally crippled our nation. But again, we will talk more about in my new segment at the end of the show, ways to boost your awareness and thereby increasing your health and wealth. So we'll talk about some more health tips on that segment, on, how things that we can do to build our immunity, to stay safe, and ways that the human race is resilient, right? And how we stay connected. And how sometimes we just have to recreate ourselves as well. Listen, the Christmas holiday is upon us. It's holiday season, everyone, and there's only a few more short days of shopping days left. What are you guys going to do? I recommend that we stay as safe as possible, and social distancing is very important. And limiting your travel. If you don't need to be any particular place, I advise that until the vaccine is out and where it's, making a difference and cutting down on all of those numbers out there, that we, think of other ways to connect with our loved ones and send, gifts, right? Look how we created ourselves in terms of continuing to keep our bonds between our loved ones and families and friends through virtual connectivity, right? Skyping and Zoom and freeconference.com and GoMeeting. All of these platforms have been around for some time, and now, they're at the forefront, and they are keeping us all together. There are more than one way to bring unity. And right now, we do want to do our civil duty and our part to prevent the spread. And connecting virtually is one of those ways. And speaking of Christmas gifts, how about virtual cards, gift cards as well, and holiday cards, and donating to your family's, friends' favorite charity? And all of that can be done online as well. So those are some unique ways that we can do, one, make a difference in someone's life, and stay connected as well. Let's see, other things here. New Year resolutions, right? New Year's is right around the corner. Have you guys thought about what you plan to do in this new coming year? New year of harvest, a new year to renew your mind, body, and spirit, and health as well. What are your goals, aspirations, and achievements, right? What do you plan to do in this new coming year? I can tell you that Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine offers a wealth of services for your health and wellness, mind, body, and spirit. There are weight goals, weight loss goals, and services that we offer, as well as beauty and aesthetics. And, let's face it, America is turning one more year, the world, one more year in the new year. And that it doesn't exclude you. And so as we do age, you want to look your best at all times. So we have some phenomenal skincare products and services like micro needling and facials. We do have some holiday specials as well. Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine is complimentarily offering a $25 gift card to all viewers that are interested in receiving services at Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine. So how about that? A $25 gift card, compliments of Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine. Other holiday specials that we have at Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine is our holiday Hydro Jelly facials. And they include a 2-step facial cleansing with, you have this hydro jelly mask, and we have a 3D LED mask that helps penetrate all of those nutrients into your skin layers to make you continue to look healthy and beautiful for years to come as well. I want to offer a new segment on this show here at the beginning of Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show, and it is called Business Spotlight. And who and what business do I want to spotlight today? It seems so fitting this time of year, and there's so many individuals that are disadvantaged and are struggling right now. One, in general, we do have populations that are less fortunate than others, always, but even more so now because of the current state of affairs that we have. But again, there are organizations out in the community, in your community, not just my community here locally, but in your community as well. I encourage you to seek out nonprofit organizations that are giving back to our disadvantaged and underprivileged individuals. So the business that I want to spotlight today is BMW Ministries. BMW Ministries is founded by Bernard White. He is located here in the Maricopa County, Phoenix, Arizona, and it is through his organization, Free Fresh Emergency Food Banks, that he reaches out to our underprivileged individuals in the community. He goes door to door, ladies and gentlemen, to offer free, fresh food. And it's through that he builds relationships. He breaks down those barriers and builds this relationship with individuals that otherwise can find it challenging to talk to and see what other types of needs these individuals may need. The particular populations that he's interested in are children, adults, and also our seniors. It's a service that addresses hunger and disparity. And it's through 4 different areas that he uses to break through barriers. And it's the socioeconomic status of individuals. It's the household composition and disability. It's also minority status and language. And the last area is housing and transportation. How can you help this organization? Well, we are helping through sharing our cause. So this business spotlight today, spotlighting Free Fresh Emergency Food Bank founder Bernard White, we're sharing his cause today. And I would want you to do the same. And if you all are here locally, you can contact him and offer your support. It's through partnerships in the community outreach programs, and city vendors is another way that you can assist. And you can also donate to his cause. He states that it takes about $122 a day to operate his business. And what a good work that he does. It's through his faith that he uses food to break down barriers, to build relationships. It doesn't get any better than that. We applaud you, Bernard White. Thank you. Awesome. Now listen, be the change you wish to see in the world. And it only takes one. And, that is the emphasis of the show today. We're super excited to be a part of being in your homes each Saturday morning and sharing what it is that we do here at Dr. Nancy's Nose Radio Talk Show. It's through talking about health and wellness, relationship building, business ventures, investing. It's through many different outlets and venues we offer to bring awareness to our community, not only locally, nationally, but internationally as well. Listen, we have Dr. Jon McCaine coming up, and he is a doctor in clinical psychology, and talking about the seasonal instability, mood instability is a major part of what we're doing this time of year. Individuals are riddled with anxiety, depression, guilt even sometimes. And, you're not alone. You're not alone. And we're going to talk to Jon about ways that we can come together as a nation, as one, building relationships to, solve some of these problems. It's not as hard as one would think, but it can be when you think that you're alone. And remember, we all have a purpose, and our purpose is to walk in our destiny. And sometimes that is blind faith. But if you have the faith of a mustard seed and you keep your head up and you put one foot in front of the other, there are individuals that will just drop out that are critical to your success out of the sky to be of service to you. How may I be of service to you? And if we just keep that in mind each and every day, it will be a better world. And it really just takes one. It really does. Awesome. Now, let's talk a little bit more about Dr. Nancy's integrative medicine and some of the services and things that she's been doing in the community as well. I know this week we have talked about some upcoming relations with organizations that are changing how available COVID testing is in our nation and how more people need to be tested on a regular basis and to really discover who's at risk, who's affected, and who needs the vaccine. I think that the vaccine is a great thing. Building up your immune system is very much key. So it includes, of course, rest, hydration, nutrition, personal health, right? Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show always really wants to impress upon individuals about making yourself a priority. And so we do here, Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, offer COVID testing. We offer rapid COVID testing. That is both serology by blood, test within 10 minutes, and also by microbiology. It's PCR. So it's the molecular test, and that's rapid. It's the nose test, and you can get the results in 15 minutes. But listen, everyone, I am building relationships, and there is organization, more news to come on that, where Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine clinics may be in a position to offer more rapid testing through saliva, through insurances. So access, breaking down those barriers and making services more accessible is key. So listen, we're out of time for this segment, and we will be right back with Dr. Jon McCaine, and we're going to talk about how seasonal mood stability can be impactful on this time of year. We'll be right back.
You don't want to miss what's coming up next, because Dr. Nancy knows. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nancy. Welcome to our clinics. We believe that personalized care and relationship building are the basis of improving health outcomes. At Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, you gain healthcare providers who take the time to understand your health goals and find solutions. We offer optional medical memberships, giving you peace of mind and quality care. We provide both medical and aesthetic services in 2 Arizona locations. We practice the highest standards of patient care. We respect patients' rights. We safeguard patient confidences. We treat patients with compassion. You are invited to call the office to schedule an appointment or online at a time that is convenient for you. Call to schedule 480-669-6452 or visit our website at drnanciesintegrativemedicine.com.
Hello everybody, my name is Jalen Despain. I am with Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, the Director of First Impressions, as well as a licensed esthetician. Today I just wanted to come on and tell you guys a little bit about our holiday special we're having. It is the Hydro Jelly Treats. So the first one, I'm just going to show you a little bit. This is the Egyptian Rose. It's great for hydration, but also our mature folks. So if we want to kind of help the fine lines, this would definitely be a great result. We also have the 3D mask that we're going to be using with these that just helps penetrate the products into the skin very well and more. This one is the antioxidants. This is for rejuvenating and radiance of the skin. It also helps with free radical damage. This is the spot blemishing ALA. This is good for hyperpigmentation as well as just evening the skin tone overall. And lastly, this is our hyaluronic acid. This one is very good, super great for hydration as well as a plump to the skin. So this is definitely going to go deep within all skin layers and help hydrate it all.
Hello, I'm your celebrity medical doctor, and this is Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. We are looking for expert guests in their field of industry to include, but not limited to, finances, senior living, real estate, hospitality, entertainment, nonprofit. If this sounds like you, we want to hear from you. You can reach us at drnancyknows.com and fill out the form to be considered.
Remember, it's not only what Dr. Nancy knows, but it's who she knows.
Hi, I'm Gary Charlson. I represent ProFit Laser Technologies. We have brought to the forefront the third generation of inch loss technology that has not existed before. What we've done is taken the opportunity to review some of the markets and some of the other products in this market space and created a new generation of non-invasive, no downtime, no side effects, and no kidding, you can lose up to 2 inches of body fat in one 20-minute treatment. So we started our company about 5 years ago here in Arizona. My background is in the tech world. I started a technology company back in 1984 and ran that company for 15 years and involved with software development, grid platform development over that 15-year period. So I'm not new to technology. When I discovered the body contouring industry 5 years ago, I said, this is a big deal. So if you have a spa, a salon, a gym, we would certainly like to talk to you about the possibility of having us put one of these systems into your facility and making a difference with your customers and your clients, bringing added value to what you already have. So I'm very excited to be having the opportunity to be aligned with Dr. Nancy Knows and the opportunity to be on her program this next week. Look forward to talking with you more and sharing more about our product and our service with you.
You're listening to Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. Ask your questions now. Dr. Nancy is listening.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Saturday morning. Are you awake out there? I'm a little jealous because I'm sure some of you are snuggled up in your beds this morning. But listen, I am happy to be here to deliver the message of hope, awareness, and unity. And without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you all to Dr. Jon McCaine. He has a clinical doctorate in psychology, and he is a supervisor at Lighthouse High Risk Youth Intensive Outpatient Program at Bayless Healthcare and our South Phoenix Family Clinic. He is also a director of Desert Heaven Care Center Skilled Nursing Facility, overseeing Bayless Behavioral Health programs and residents there. Now, also, accolades. Dr. Jon McCaine has been recognized by receiving the Attorney General's Distinguished Service Award for his work in the area of family violence and prevention and education. He's passionate about working with high-risk teenagers and getting people to understand that emotional pain and fear are the root causes of aggression. Welcome, Dr. Jon McCaine.
My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me this morning.
It is my pleasure to have you. You know, Doctor, we have had some relations in the past where we've worked on some projects ongoingly, and you were one of the first persons that I thought about bringing on the show, particularly this time of year as it relates to seasonal mood instability. You know, this time of year can be quite difficult for individuals, and I know that you help a lot of people, and we want to know how you do just that. But before we do, we want to know, who is Dr. Jon McCaine?
Okay, first and foremost, I'm a husband and father. Okay. I was a late bloomer to the family world. I was very much invested in personal work and business and traveled and had many opportunities to do consulting across the country and then be able to travel across the world. and I was very much invested in that. And then I discovered this wonderful woman while I was traveling in Peru. Okay, and our lives crossed, and we've been together ever since. Past 15 years. I have a wonderful son, Jonathan, who is a straight A student. He just was awarded his black belt in Taekwondo.
Awesome.
Gifted young man. I'm so proud of him. So first and foremost, I'm a father and a husband. I've been blessed with having a career that's, as you saw, has covered a lot of different areas of work, but they all have one thing in common, and that is the attempt to deal with aggression and pain, to give people personal peace, to put families in positions of peace and harmony, and contributing to communities living together in peace without violence and without aggression. So regardless of where I've worked, it has to do with primarily dealing with aggression and giving people personal peace.
There are many ways or reasons why an individual has aggression. It can be passive aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
It can be stemmed from post-traumatic reasons as well. And we're going to delve into that a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
But another question, John. Thank you, Dr. McCaine, for answering that one question. How about the legacy? What is your legacy? What do you wish to leave behind?
Okay. I mentioned before, my legacy is my family and primarily my son. Okay. I want to feel confident that I can look in his eyes and say, I tried to make the world better for you, and I expect you to try to make the world better after me. Always leave a footprint that gives people good memories, hope, and confidence that the next days ahead will be better for them. So he's my legacy.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you're doing an awesome job with him as well.
Hope so.
Yes. Now, how about your American dream? Are you living your American dream?
Oh, absolutely. I'm living the American dream in a way that conflicts with statistics of who I was supposed to be. I grew up in Salinas, in the projects, and I was not supposed to be a success. I was told, by the way, I didn't have what it took to go to college. I was supposed to go to stack tires and Firestone. That was a factory thing. And it inspired me. It inspired me because I knew more than that. My parents, my mom, my father said, no, you're better than that. So it drove me to look for my own potential. So my American dream is so wonderful that it's beyond what I could have dreamed of. I couldn't have imagined when I was a young boy I would have the life I would have, having stepped foot on virtually every continent, traveled across the world, spoken governments, parliament in Ireland. I would never have imagined this was possible for me.
Wow.
So that is the American dream. Okay?
Having the freedom.
Having the freedom to choose your course in life without restriction, as long as you're respectful of the safety and rights of others. That kind of freedom of personal choice that allows you to carry you wherever your dreams, wherever your hopes, wherever your curiosities take you, both personally and professionally. Because I couldn't have imagined I would have had the professional success I've had either. So that is, to me, the American dream, the realization of possibilities. Okay.
Who has been most impactful in your life, like mentors, family?
I guess I have to give credit where credit really is due. My mother was a remarkable woman. Talked about overcoming adversity. She was paralyzed when my youngest sister was born and raised 5 kids from a wheelchair. And it made me understand I have no right to complain. If my mom can raise kids from a wheelchair, never have worked again, never having uttered a single word I can remember of despair, never heard my mother curse in her entire life. Okay, she exposed us to the church early on. My mother is the foundation of everything I've accomplished. My father provided stability. military man who escaped a life on the streets in Pittsburgh, went into the military, found his American dream, 20 years in the military, served the U.S. of A in Korea. Okay, so I have a solid background of people that I have built my life on, and tried to meet not their expectations, but their hopes for me through the sacrifices that they made. So, absolutely.
That's an awesome story. Very good. Very good. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that bit about you. Now, on Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show, we do like to, just get down to the meat of everything, to know who you are, why you are the way you are, and the ways that you give back in many different ways. Rather it's being a husband or a father, but also in your profession. Thank you for what you do.
I appreciate it.
We need more people like you, and we need help as a nation.
True.
We do. And this time of year can be very difficult for many people, and then to compound the way our country is right now, it's probably so much more impactful and in your line of work, and I'm sure you see it.
Absolutely. The baseline level of anxiety right now is as high as I've ever seen it. There's so many things in the world right now, in our country right now, where there's uncertainty and unpredictability. And unpredictability and uncertainty creates anxiety. People don't have answers because the questions are new. This time of year, it's even more challenging because it's a natural time of reckoning. People generally look back on the year and wonder whether they met their expectations and experience disappointments sometimes. They look into the future and worry whether it's going to be different. Is it going to be more of the same? So we're already naturally at a point at the end of the year where we're reckoning our past disappointments, and we're worried about our future anxieties. It naturally happens to this time of year. And when you add on to that the more specific seasonal kinds of things, families together who have unresolved conflicts, things that they've not spoken, not dealt with, they come to the fore during this time of year. When people are put into the same place, it amplifies. If there's joy in the family, it amplifies joy. If there's pain in the family, it amplifies pain. If there's fear in the family, it amplifies fear. And we have people, unfortunately, who've had tragedies inside their families that have been unreconciled. And they're faced with that by bringing family gatherings together where people have unfinished business. Okay.
So what are some of your recommendations to the viewers? How can some of these concerns be easily rectified? I mean, and I don't mean to use that word lightly, because easy is not always so easy, but sometimes it can be.
Absolutely. And there is an ease if you face things honestly. What's hard is when you don't face things and they accumulate, and it creates additional stress, additional difficulties and challenges. So it may be difficult now, but it makes it easier later, which is better than taking the easy route of avoiding things today and letting them accumulate and have difficulty later. So life can be difficult and life can be easy. It's a question of where you start and where you want to end up. If we take the challenges on early in our lives, even as a nation, if we take the challenge on early, it makes things comfortable and better later. But if we avoid things personally or as a nation, take the easy way to avoid things, it'll accumulate and make things hard later. So life is easy and hard, but each one provides a lesson in learning.
That totally makes sense. That's well said as well. And some of my takeaway from that would be to say, sit down and talk with individuals sooner rather than later. And it may be difficult, but go in openly, transparent, and honest. And you're more likely to get better results sooner when you do approach things this way.
Absolutely. And part of that is sometimes because we're anxious or frightened or what, we jump into things too quickly. Okay. I always talk about having the conversation before the conversation.
What does that mean?
It means that if I know that there's unfinished business between me and someone else, I want to establish intention to reconcile. Hey, there's something I want to talk to you about that's been on my mind. And my intent is to create peace between us. My intent is to put this behind us so that we can experience a relationship and enjoy each other's company. That's my intention. As opposed to just jumping ahead into what the conflict is, let's establish the intention. Otherwise, people will feel defensive when you bring it up. You bring it up and they're ready to go on the defensive. They're ready to go on the attack because they don't understand the intention is reconciliation. So in any situation of conflict, political parties, okay, cultures, races, you have to establish good intention. And when you establish good intention, it creates patience. It creates not just tolerance, but appreciation. Tolerance is not good enough. When people say we need to be more tolerant, no, that's a problem. Tolerant is what you do when you don't want something, but you have to put up with it. So tolerance is not what we're talking about. We're talking about appreciation. I want to approach you with an appreciation for who you are, not tolerate the things I don't like about you, but I'll tolerate you. So when people say tolerance, words are powerful. Tolerance isn't about embracing somebody willingly with joy. It's about, well, I'd rather you won't be here, but here you are, so what are you going to do? That's not the spirit of reconciliation. Right?
Well, this is the season to reconcile and to be forgiving, bring peace and joy into one another's life. Listen, we are out of time for this one segment, but we will be right back with Dr. Jon McCaine on more regarding seasonal mood instability. We'll be right back.
You don't want to miss what's coming up next because Dr. Nancy knows. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Dr. Nancy. Welcome to our clinics. We believe that personalized care and relationship building are the basis of improving health outcomes. At Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, you gain healthcare providers who take the time to understand your health goals and find solutions. We offer optional medical memberships, giving you peace of mind and quality care. We provide both medical and aesthetic services in 2 Arizona locations. We practice the highest standards of patient care. We respect patients' rights. We safeguard patient confidences. We treat patients with compassion. You are invited to call the office to schedule an appointment or online at a time that is convenient for you. Call to schedule 480-669-6452 or visit our website at drnanciesintegrativemedicine.com. Hi, I'm medical celebrity doctor, and this is Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. If you are a business and interested in showcasing your business on one of our segments on the show, to tell the viewers, listeners, who you are, what you do, and why we need to engage in your business, then contact us at drnancyknows.com. Fill out the form to be considered. Now accepting sponsorship request. Remember, it's not only what Dr. Nancy knows, but it's who she knows.
Hello everybody, my name is Jalen Despain. I am with Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, the Director of First Impressions, as well as a licensed esthetician. Today I just wanted to come on and tell you guys a little bit about our holiday special we're having. It is the Hydro Jelly Treats. So the first one, I'm just going to show you a little bit. This is the Egyptian Rose. It's great for hydration, but also our mature folks. So if we want to kind of help define lines, this would definitely be a great result. We also have the 3D mask that we're going to be using with these that just helps penetrate the products into the skin very well and more. This one is the antioxidants. This is for rejuvenating and radiance of the skin. It also helps with free radical damage. This is the spot blemishing ALA. This is good for hyperpigmentation as well as just evening the skin tone overall. And lastly, this is our hyaluronic acid. This one is very good, super great for hydration as well as a plump to the skin. So this is definitely going to go deep within all skin layers and help hydrate it all.
Charleston. I represent ProFit Laser Technologies. We have brought to the forefront the third generation of body contouring, fat loss, inch loss technology that has not existed before. What we've done is taken the opportunity to review some of the markets and some of the other products in this market space and created a new generation of non-invasive, no downtime, no side effects, and no kidding, you can lose up to 2 inches of body fat in one 20-minute treatment. So we started our company about 5 years ago here in Arizona. My background is in the tech world. I started a technology company back in 1984 and ran that company for 15 years and involved with software development, grid platform development over that 15-year period. So I'm not new to technology. When I discovered the body contouring industry 5 years ago, I said, this is a big deal. So if you have a spa, a salon, a gym, we would certainly like to talk to you about the possibility of having us put one of these systems into your facility and making a difference with your customers and your clients, bringing added value to what you already have. So I'm very excited to be having the opportunity to be aligned with Dr. Nancy Knows and the opportunity to be on her program this next week. Look forward to talking with you more and sharing more about our product and our service with you.
You're listening to Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. Ask your questions now. Dr. Nancy is listening.
Welcome back and good morning. We have Dr. Jon McCaine here, Doctor of Clinical Psychology here, and the topic is instability, seasonal mood instability, and how it relates to this time of year and the situation that our world is in. And he's really brought forth a lot of great information, helpful tips on how to break down those barriers that are upon us, that are re-engaged or reignited because of this time of year, just multiple scenarios. But really it's the intent of wanting to change and make the situation better, not just from a personal standpoint, but from a professional standpoint, from a political standpoint, a national and international standpoint. We all can take away from this and learn and evolve. Thank you, Dr. McCaine.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So let's continue. Let's talk about homelessness right now and the populations that we find typically are, but then also new groups of individuals that have never found themselves in this situation before.
Absolutely. It's really important to realize that this pandemic and social circumstances have cascaded downwards to put people who are hardworking and responsible citizens in similar situations of homelessness. We have agencies, food kitchens, shelters who are now stressed because they have to deal with the restrictions of the pandemic. How do you do 6-foot social distancing in a homeless shelter or in a food kitchen? How do you do that? And so these folks are stressed now too. They need donations and they need alternatives to get food to people. I love the commercial about the gentleman who was bringing food to the doorstep. You know, that's old school. Go to where the problem is, right, as opposed to expect the problem to come to you when people don't have the resources, sometimes not even the energy. Part of depression is there are people that you don't even feel you can get out of bed. It's an effort to just think about getting out of bed as part of depression that can set in when you feel helpless and hopeless because you feel overwhelmed during this time of year. So we have to be mindful of the fact that these struggles are also filtering down to people that aren't often on our radar. People who've newly lost businesses, newly been evicted from homes when they were hard-working citizens in this current pandemic. So it's something we are all feeling, so it's something that we all need to feel together and stop all this separation and divisiveness. We're all in this together, and we need to approach it in that kind of spirit of unity.
Exactly. I do believe that word for it would be empathy. And we take for granted some of the basic needs and things that we have. But if a person is evicted, they no longer have a home, internet, maybe not even a cell phone. And so virtual access, connections, basic transportation, just basic needs are affected. And this can multiply as it relates to depression and mood.
Absolutely, because the biggest challenge for us as human beings is the feeling of no value. Okay, isolation, the feeling that no one cares, no one notices. Apathy, or feeling people apathetic towards you, is much more painful than hostility and aggression.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the hardest pain somebody feels is not you hating them, it's you not caring about them. And we have people who are questioning their value and worth. They're questioning whether anybody notices, whether anybody cares. And we can do this, one person at a time.
That's right.
With individuals that are homeless. Something as simple as when I'm giving money to somebody who's panhandling, I always ask them, what's your name? What's your name? Okay? And it strikes them because I'm acknowledging you're a human being. Converse. But we can acknowledge our humanity just with something as simple as that. Empathy also includes who you are. You're not just somebody asking for money right now. I don't know your background and history, but at least I can say I recognize and see you as a person, so what's your name?
That's
Okay.
good. That's good. That's good. Let's talk about suicide. Suicide right now.
This is another problem with us as conscious individuals being able to reflect on the meaning and purpose of our experiences. We're at a point right now, as I said before, where there's a natural reckoning and reflection. And suicide is not about people that want to die. Suicide is the pain of your current life and past life and not thinking anything new is possible. That in these situations, people need to hope that something different is possible. And with that, people give up on life. Just the hope that something's possible, that's easy to do.
It's easy to do and easy to instill.
Absolutely. There's nothing you can do more powerful than to change somebody's perception of what's possible. Okay? And I can do that, and you can do that for me one-on-one, simply by noticing me, like, what's your name? Okay? That people need to feel that they have some relevance. And if they lose it, we can give them hope for it by showing them that they're relevant, by acknowledging they exist, by investing in the difficulties that they're being challenged with. So hope is critical, but I also say hope is critical, but hope is not an effective plan. On top of the hope, have a strategy of being invested. Be invested in the change. Hope for the change, provide hope for the change, but then you have to invest in the change. I need to invest in assisting you to get to a place that's different and new.
That's exactly right. Wow, that's amazing. Now, so Dr. Jon McCaine, he is a clinical supervisor at Bayless Healthcare here in Phoenix, Arizona. And how do we tell our viewers to get in touch with their mental health care providers to seek help?
Absolutely. The first thing is, as with you, we're Bayless Integrated Healthcare.
Nice.
We have primary care. We have people that can consult on your medical health and wellness, in addition to behavioral health and wellness. People that consult on your nutrition, your physical health and wellness. Primary care in terms of diseases, diabetes, hypertension, all these stress-related diseases. That you still have access to that, even virtually. You can check out our website, www.baylesshealthcare.com, and find access, immediate access, to getting consultation by professionals on your medical and behavioral health. Okay.
And is it insurance driven for services?
We are access providers. We also carry most primary or private insurance plans. We have a sliding fee scale. So we pretty much can cover all the major health plans as well as all the access plans for our medical health and behavioral health services. Absolutely. Access is key. No matter how good the resources are, people can't get to it. If not brought to it, the resource is wasted.
Absolutely. Well, listen, it's been an honor to have you on the show today, and thank you for all of your words of wisdom and all that you do in our community.
Well, thank you for really providing the information and being an inspiration to folks in the community that, remember, they need that hope. And you also give them strategies and plans. So thank you for that.
Thank you. All right, guys, listen, we are almost out of time, but there is this new segment on the show. I debuted it last week, and I got a great response, so I'm going to do it again. It is Boost Your Awareness, thereby increasing your health and wealth. And so during this segment, I give you helpful tips on health and helpful tips on wealth. So the first tip is going to be a 2-for-1. 2-for-1, guys. And it is your employer. You can set aside pre-tax dollars for either your health spending account or your flex spending account. And they're a little different. One, the health spending account is a rollover from year to year. So you can carry that over. And it's pre-tax dollars that you can use for co-pays at doctor's offices, prescriptions, and services that Dr. Nancy Integrative Medicine does offer as well. I offer primary care, physical examinations, telemedicine as well. And the second one is flex spending account. Now that ends for many Americans at the end of the year. So you want to make sure you plan to use those dollars, those pre-tax dollars, toward services before the end of the year, because you use or lose those dollars. Now, second tip for health is, listen, volunteer your time. Volunteer your time in helping others. And so why is that in the health category? Well, doesn't it make you feel good when you go out and help someone? Like Dr. Jon McCaine said, someone's asking for money or food, ask them for their name. And I know that it makes you feel good, because it makes me feel good when you are able to help and assist. But taking their name down and greeting them with their name, maybe even saying a small prayer for them by name, is so impactful. And that gives them hope too. So that boosts your health. Third tip is, this is a hydration question. Do you know how much water a person needs to take, an adult person needs to drink in one 24-hour period? Here's a tip. Whatever your weight is in pounds, divide that by 2, and whatever that is in ounces, that's how much you should drink in 24 hours. All right, now let's talk about wealth. Tip number 2. Listen, at least have 6 months of savings in your account for that rainy day fund. It's so easy to say and it's hard to do, but I was speaking to a professional colleague with many years of experience owning a business and overseeing 600 employees, and he told me, he said, pay yourself first. And it's so easy to do when you get those funds delivered in your account and you're often spending, or sometimes it's spent before you even get it. I do realize that. But invest in yourself first can go a long way. Tip number 3, it is, the other thing is, did you know that it's that time of year, but to go through your home, business, and whatever you're not using, donate, whether it's clothes, furniture, appliances, these kinds of things. You can get tax deductions when you donate it to shelters, when you donate it to your local churches, when you donate canned goods, dry goods, food to your food banks and food kitchens as well. So donating by the end of the year can save you thousands of dollars toward your taxes as well. And yeah, so those are my tips on this segment. Boost your awareness, thereby increasing your health and wealth. And I've gotten such a great response. We'll continue to do this. And if you all like the business spotlight that I did at the beginning of the show, you guys can reach out to me on Facebook, live chat, drnancyknows.com, Emotion Radio, Facebook, even on my YouTube channel. Send me comments on businesses that are doing great things in the community that are affecting others and uniting our country, not just locally again, because this is internet radio. I'm not just talking to my local audiences. I'm talking nationally and internationally. And there's much work that we can do as a society to come together. And listen, our next week expert guest is Charity Craig. She is a pastor of a non-denominational church, and she's got so much information to talk to you all about what we can do in our community. So thanks for tuning in every Saturday morning at 9, Dr. Nancy Knows Radio Talk Show. We'll see you next week.
Optimal health requires you to perform at your peak potential. Start today. Be the change you wish to see in the world. This was Dr. Nancy Knows. Thank you for connecting. We're waiting for you on our next broadcast here at EMR, Emotion Radio.